Before we begin, pause for a moment and consider this. What if angels have already been inside your house and you didn't even realize it? Not every angel appears in a burst of light. Not every divine presence announces itself. Sometimes they are already there, watching, guarding, assigned to protect what concerns you. And today, you may recognize signs you've experienced but never fully understood. Stay with me, because the final sign is the one many people overlook, yet it often reveals that heaven is closer than you think. Sign number 1, protection you can't explain. Have you ever been close to something terrible, but it never happened? A delayed trip that kept you safe, a sudden change of plans, a moment that could have ended badly, yet somehow didn't. That isn't always luck. Psalm 91:11 says, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." When angels guard a home, protection is rarely dramatic. It's quiet. You don't always see what was prevented. You simply live in the outcome. Doors close before trouble enters. Paths shift without warning. Many people rest each night unaware that they are being watched over. Often, that unexplainable protection is the first sign angels are near. Sign number 2, peace that doesn't match your circumstances. Life outside may feel loud and uncertain, yet when you step into your home, something changes. Your thoughts settle, your breathing slows, the tension you carried begins to lift. That kind of peace is more than emotion, it is spiritual. Hebrews 1:14 says, "Are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation?" Angels don't just guard, they minister. They calm what should feel overwhelming and bring stillness where anxiety once lived. Have you ever walked into a space and felt immediate relief without knowing why? Sometimes it isn't the environment. Sometimes it's the presence. Sign number 3, your home deepens your spiritual awareness. Pay attention to this one. Do you feel more drawn to pray at home? Does worship feel more meaningful there? Does Scripture seem clearer within those walls? That isn't coincidence. It can be alignment. Genesis 28:16-17 says, "Surely the Lord is in this place. This is none other than the house of God, the gate of heaven." When a place becomes spiritually sensitive, distractions lose their strength and your awareness grows sharper. Your home begins to feel more than a place to sleep. It becomes a place where your spirit reconnects and strengthens. And when heaven draws near, another change often follows. Sign number 4, healthy separation begins to happen. Without arguments or announcements, certain people may stop coming around. Conversations that once felt normal no longer feel comfortable in your space. You didn't force distance, it simply formed. This is not rejection. It can be protection. Exodus 20:20 says, "See, I am sending an angel ahead of you to guard you along the way and bring you to the place I have prepared." When a space is guarded, not everything is allowed to remain within it. Boundaries form naturally. What disrupts your peace gradually loses access. Sometimes what leaves creates room for what is meant to arrive. Sign number 5, silence feels different. You may notice moments when the house is completely quiet, yet it doesn't feel empty. Instead, there is a calm awareness, not fear, but reassurance. Scripture reminds us that unseen help is often present even when unnoticed. In 2 Kings 7:17, Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Then the hills were revealed to be full of heavenly protection that had been there all along. When angels are present, silence carries comfort. The atmosphere feels steady, as though you are not facing life alone. Sign number 6. Prayer feels more focused. Consider what happens when you pray at home. Do you sense clarity sooner? Does peace follow more quickly? Sometimes the answer may not come as words, but as a quiet confidence. Daniel 10:12 says, "From the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding, your words were heard." Prayer matters, and Scripture shows that heaven responds. When a home becomes a place where prayer rises regularly, it often becomes a place marked by spiritual attentiveness. Over time, you may notice that your faith feels stronger within those walls. Sign number 7. A deep sense of being watched over. There is a difference between feeling watched and feeling watched over. One creates fear, the other creates rest. Instead of tension, you sense security. Instead of vulnerability, you feel settled, as though protection surrounds you in ways you cannot see. Psalm 34:7 says, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them." To encamp means to remain, to stay near, not briefly visit. That image points to steady care and ongoing protection. When you remember that you are not alone, fear loses much of its power, and your home can begin to feel like a true place of refuge. So reflect for a moment. Have you noticed any of these signs? The protection, the peace, the quiet shifts you couldn't easily explain? Whether obvious or subtle, reminders of care often appear in our daily lives. If this message encouraged you, take a moment to reflect on the peace within your home and the ways you are supported each day. And if you want more messages like this, consider subscribing so you don't miss what comes next. Stay aware, stay hopeful, and remember, you may be more cared for than you realize.